So guys, got an interesting one here. The tractor will only move in low range on the handlebar. It's in high there, it'll stop, it'll go for a while. Interesting, huh? Well, we'll get this baby in the shop, we'll figure out what's going on. We're going to mow with it for a minute. Alrighty guys, off camera here, I figured out this is a 69 C8. It's actually really close to mine. This is a 35 786. And my 69 C8 is a 35 897. So, you know, within 100-ish. I didn't do the math real close, 110 I guess, something 111. But fairly close considering, yeah, you know, I mean, it could be a 63 L8 and a 75 C8, you know, you get what I'm saying. Anyhow, so as far as this tractor goes, and hopefully you guys could hear me while the tractor was running, but it'll run the mower and it'll drive fine in low range on the handlebar. If you put it in high range, it kind of acts like the hub is stripped or something, but what I'm thinking, and I think a lot of mechanics will do this before they dive into something, it's either one of two things. Either when somebody put this back together, they didn't get the notches down in each other right for the shift forks for the clutch, or my thought is either the clutch is junk or the clutch is split. Because a lot of times when the clutch is split, you can get it to work in low or high, but you can't get them to work in both. So when time allows, I'm going to take this apart, and the owner, I'll just call him Jerry because I'm sure I will accidentally spurt that out anyhow, but I know Jerry watches my videos and is from down the road, so when I get a minute here, Jerry, I will tear into this. So we're going to be pulling the motor off of this and inspecting the high-low planetary and the high-low planetary clutch, and see what we come up with. And there's a few other little things I may do. This handlebar is bent and it's driving me nuts just standing here looking at it. And the main jet down there, the T handle is loose. I don't know if you guys can actually see it or not, but just take my word for it, it rattles loose while it's running. So I mowed with this thing for a couple minutes just to kind of look it over and see if I had any thoughts about it. So so that's where I think we're going to be going with this one. May not happen right away. I kind of want to get some other stuff out of here, mainly these two. And then I should really work on that, but I haven't been motivated. Don't ask me why, because all it needs is carb work and the details, but it sucks. And yeah, get back to it here, guys. So anyhow, I had want to make a short clip, 3 minutes long almost. I like to try and go up a little bit. It's like no on the end. So how does it look, guys? Looks decent. Looks like come up just like hair more. Probably already. Pull it down a good bit. I knew I should have just took these shifter handles off. I ended up burning this one a little bit. Oh well, that's a whole lot better than it was. It was driving me nuts. Remember? So I guess we'll be on to the next one here, whatever that may be. These two over here just kind of act like they're not there. I do need to really finish that one, but this one here, its issues are intriguing me, so I think that's where we're going to go next. Alrighty guys, getting ready to dig into this 69 here and pop the motor off. I think is the direction we're headed, because it's the only place I see an issue, or could be an issue. Kind of looking around for any signs of anything. I really don't see anything. This motor's ever been off, but when you put this thing into high, there's an awful sudden stop, and it just plenty of tension on high, and there's like no tension on low, and it don't do anything. So that's what's got me thinking there's something in the high-low planetary. So I'm going to get ready to peel the motor off of this. I'll have to mark the magneto shaft, where the timing's at. Probably what I'll do, normally what I do is I'll put a mark in line with the magneto coupler timing line there on the mag, and then I have a real good idea where it needs to go back together. And from there, I guess, because this is an electric start tractor, so there's a few extra steps there I got to take. Got to well, I got to pull the starter plate off of it for sure. The chain, the cables. Well, I guess just the cable. And the hitch has to come off. Then the fan shroud and the handlebars can go forward once all the linkage is unhooked and everything. And we'll go from there. And the other thing I just realized, well, it's only going to be a problem on one side. Maybe I get the handlebars forward enough, it won't be a problem. But see how it's got this extended battery tray on this side, sticks over past the handlebars, so it won't pivot up past the battery box like that one will. So hopefully I get that to work, and then I guess I'll go from there when I go to pull the motor off, and hopefully I find some exploded bits on the inside here. So here I go. I'm going to put you guys on charge and the battery and go from there. So hopefully by the time you've got to this point, you have unhooked the throttle and choke cables, governor linkage, taken the governor off, unhooked the forward and reverse levers, high-low lever, and the 2-speed axle. You've unhooked the electric start, removed the chain, removed the fan belt, removed the bolts and the hitch. What else am I forgetting here? Oh, the fuel line, that would be kind of important. And at this point, you've got it in the air, but like I figured it would, that extra bracket is in the road. So, since it's not factory, I think I'm just going to cut the weld loose back here, and I'll twist it up around a little bit, and I'll bend it back down, and maybe I'll put a bolt in it or something. Yeah, see what happens. But really only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts holding the motor on, 2 oil lines, and a mag coupler to boot. Then the motor will be off. It don't take long. So it should be ready to pull off of there. I got the couplers loose on the mag shaft. It's just sitting there. Nuts off right there. That's a common one to forget. And I got all, let's see, 1, 2, 3, that'd be 6 bolts that hold the engine to the transmission off. So without further ado, it should come right off of here. On a side note, I haven't pulled a motor off an L, and I really don't remember the last time I had a motor off an L. Just haven't had to.
Seems like it's been all 400s and 800s lately. Now, would be nice. That's not the screwdriver I wanted. I want this screwdriver. As per usual, when you go to pull something apart, the gasket has decided that half of it, there we go, I think I got it. Half of it likes the motor, half of it likes the transmission. Of course, my heater turned on. Hindsight, you probably should pull the mag. There's that. My opinion, it doesn't really take that long to pull an L motor off. They're fairly simple, and you know what's going on. Ooh. Got a nice good one there. Hold on, I'm going to shut the camera off and restart you guys. So, I think you guys will be able to see the problem there. She's toothless. Oh boy. Yep. So, here's your problem. On the plus side, I won't even have to pull this apart too much to fix this. I'll just go pull the parts out of another transmission. Because, pretty much, just this retaining ring has to come off the back. And then I believe the other ring will just slide out of there, I think. From memory. Alright, I'll put you guys back on the tripod now. Trying to put you guys where you guys can see and you're not in my way so much. I'm gonna attempt to because I just realized this is gonna be fun to get out of here because I'll have to line all the teeth up with that. Huh. Okay. You guys can see I have, to this point, saved the gasket. Bingo! Money! Alright. Did it really line up? Way too smooth. Way too freaking smooth. Well, there's your problem. Find some parts and reconvene here. It wasn't near as bad as I thought.
Alright, for those guys that are going to be like Steve, why don't you pull that high-low planetary the whole way out? Well, to be honest with you guys, everything you need to see and make sure is working is right here. All these inner gears do is ride on this, and pretty much when you push the clutch forward, it stops this side from turning, and then it turns the center, which I think you guys can see that. And when you go back the other way, it stops these big gears from turning, and it turns the whole planetary. So that's how Gravely gets their high and low. It's quite a simplistic and interesting setup, how they had these planetaries figured out. Gravely initially figured this out, from what I was told. The initial setup we know in the late 30s. Late 30s Gravely had this figured out. And they have a very similar setup. They beefed them up through the years because they kept pulling the tin tabs off and stuff, but still a very very good and reliable setup. So, without further ado, I'm going to take a wire wheel, clean this one up, because it has teeth, that one don't, and another from behind the door save. Get her polished up, put her back together, and see if she'll move in high side. Alrighty boys, all cleaned up, ready to install here. See if I can do it on camera. Alright, all I gotta do is put the, call it like the spacer backing plate behind it. Because the pattern was actually good in there. It was right in the center of the gear. Just the center of it ain't there. So now at this point, you'll just slide the motor the whole way in. I find it easy to put the nut on the stud up top first. Before I get too carried away here, put some of these other bolts in. Usually start with the upper bolts, and I'm going to leave the two out, the one right here and the one corresponding on the other side, because that's where the electric start goes and where the governor goes. So, ain't no reason to put those in, because guess what? You'll be taking them back out until you're done. Where's the impact at? Impact. There's what you spend half your day doing. Looking for the tools you just had 3 seconds ago. Alright. Now all the fun stuff. Put the mag coupler back where it was. You definitely do want to be careful with the mag coupler. It would not hurt to actually check the timing here when you're done. That's going to be darn close where it's at. Now, like I said, I'm going to do the fun stuff. Oil lines, put the handlebars and everything back down. Put the electric start back on, the governor, all the linkage, hook it all back up. Then we get to the really fun part. Crank it up and see if it'll move in high gear. Hopefully you guys could see half of what I was doing there. I don't know.
Alright guys, pretty much last and final step here. As long as everything works, then I will put the remote PTO back on. Figure for a little test jaunt in the shop. We don't necessarily need it. I think that'll work better that way. Deal with the detail stuff. So, theory, should be ready to crank this thing up. Put my earplugs in. If I'd thought about it, I'd have done it before I turned the camera on. Just in case. The main thing is we want to see if it'll move in high range. It moved in low range before. Everything in neutral. Choke on. Just kind of set the throttle and hope it's somewhere. Doesn't run wildly or anything. So here we go. Literally, the throttle cable just broke. Ah. Really? Really? Yep. How she goes some days, boys. I don't know, it kind of acted weird there. I thought it fired out the intake, so maybe I got the timing off. See what it does now. Nope, I'm pretty sure I got the timing out. Well, so much for the mark working out. So now, I gotta time the motor. Alright. Okay, everybody point and laugh at the new guy. It was 180 out. There you go, just like that. Everything works. I don't know if you guys could see that I was in high and low. Hey, yeah, you guys might have been able to see that. But it all works. Sweet. So now all I gotta do, I'm gonna put the remote PTO shifter back on. Or remote PTO handle, however you want to look at it. I'm going to adjust the carburetor, and I'm also going to adjust the throttle cable a little bit. It was idling a little high, and that's one of the things he had talked about. So everything works pretty good. Whenever you get it 180 right, 180 of the times, you know. That's way better. Way better, guys. That's what got me. That'd have been embarrassing. Alright guys, let's see what she fires up like this morning. Alright boys, let's go out and test run this thing. Oh, wrong button. I have to take a picture. seems like it's working and running pretty good, guys. So I think we got this one licked. So guess we'll catch you guys on the next one, and keep graveling, keep the stuff from breaking. Or if you do break stuff, fix it. It's not that bad.